This is StoryRobot. Welcome to r/Tales from the Front Desk. Our first story of today is Pet Policy. I am generally curious. Do most hotels just accept pets without notification or a pet fee? By the way these people act, I can only assume this is the case. My hotel doesn't like to take pets, but we've dedicated a few rooms to taking in dogs for $15, but most people have learned they can lie about having a service animal and get them in for free, because legally they don't have to give you papers to prove it. Why we don't like taking pets, take last week for example. We discovered a regular room, which had stayed for over a week, snuck in 4 full-size dogs. How they did this without us knowing? It's one simple trick that hotels and pet lovers hate them for, they never left the room. For over a week, these dogs pissed and shat all over the room, mostly on our towels, as they appeared to be locked in the bathroom for the majority of the time. Funny enough, within the first few nights of their stay, I told the owners that we should remove them. They were lying to people to get them to cover the cost of their room, saying their kids were stranded outside my hotel. When I didn't check them in that night because they were not stranded outside, rather had checked in the day prior and were already in a room, and not with kids but fellow drug addicts, the gentleman called and chastised us for kicking them out into the cold. The truth was, they had someone else pay for the next night. He called me later on my shift the next night to ask if I got in trouble for kicking them out in the cold. I am not trying to get into people's business, so I said, "Look sir, that didn't happen, and I think if you think about it, you'll figure it out." That's all I am going to say. Fast forward a week later, the owners heard the dogs in there and kicked them out immediately. One of many instances of ownership disregarding what I suggest for short-term profit. Look, I get times are tough, but I and multiple other coworkers witnessed them do drug deals. You had to know this wasn't going to end well. Fast forward to my current pet story, we have 2 pet rooms, both double queens, and a $15 pet fee. As I have the gentleman sign that, "No smoking, no pets," part of the registration, he takes it upon himself to mention the pet for the first time. I attempt to change the room and tell him I must charge a P fee. For whatever reason, since it was prepaid, it gave me trouble switching the type of room. I tell him to call the third-party reservation service to change the room. While on the phone, he complains to them that it wasn't clear, and to pacify him and get him off the phone, they choose to agree. That's not my style, especially not when people starting turning their beep hole mode. So after he gets off the phone, I tell him, it does say our pet policy on the third-party reservation service. It's on the front page when you book, but I get it, people are on the road whatever and they just want to book a room quickly, which is why countless people book for the wrong day, and that is never because they made a mistake. Anyway, I find a way to change it, and he tell him to sign the part about the pet, but that we know about the pet, but there's still no smoking. The guy throws a fit. He refuses to sign it because he has a pet and the thing says no pet. I tell him, I will sign an addendum to it if it makes him feel better, no one has ever made me do this. My system does a weird thing before night audit, after the room charge has been collected, it will take any charge and try to refund that card instead of charge it, so I tell him we will give him a pet receipt when he checks out. He throws another fit. He's using a different card than the one that made the registration and the one he gave me for incidentals. Fine, I say, put your card in the chip reader. He proceeds to stand around for the next 5 to 10 minutes. I figure the guy is waiting for someone else to show up to pay this $15, to make this process even more hard than it has to be. Finally he says, "How long is this going to take?" I say, "I told you to put your card in the chip reader 5 minutes ago." "Oh, I didn't hear you," he says, "this is bull beep." At this point, I am wishing the guy just snuck the beep pet in, instead, he has made the process bull beep. I say to him, "Look, when you made the reservation, on the front page it says, pet-friendly rooms can be requested by contacting the property at the number on the booking confirmation." It goes on to say, optional extras, pets are allowed for an extra charge of $15 per pet per day. It is not fault you didn't read this. He says, I am made at the third-party reservation service, not you. I respond, I am sorry sir, usually when someone yells, "This is bull beep" to a customer service rep, they're yelling at them. At the end of the day, this is not my hotel's problem or the third-party reservation problem. That website expressly says you should call the hotel if you want an add-on, which pets are listed as. It says exactly how much. It doesn't say spring this on me after I've already assigned you a room and handed you your key card. I am also surprised that the first guy to ever refuse to sign the no smoking, no pet, after I say we know about the pet, and responds by saying, "This is how companies screw people over," is only mad at the third-party reservation service more than likely. He was surprised I didn't roll over and die like a good little customer service rep. Our second story of today is Cracked Up Window Smasher. I've worked in the hotel industry for a while, but this is my first NA job. I've been here less than 4 months and I've already seen enough crazy for a lifetime, but this is easily the most scary encounter I've ever had. A coworker urged me to share this story and I think you guys might get a kick out of it. So this was during my first month as NA. I work for a small franchise of a big-name company with less than 200 rooms. We're right next door to a major tourist attraction that features lot of bars open very late, including one that is literally open 24/7. It never closes. Obviously, that's a recipe for crazy. So this particular night, I'm really busy. It's around 12:30 and everybody and their mother needs something. I'm handing over towels to a family at the front desk when a massive bang echoes through the lobby. It was so loud I thought it was a gunshot. Everyone in the lobby stops for a second, and then there's another loud bang coming from one of the windows in the back of the lobby. It's foggy out, so I can't see much through the windows, just smudges and finger marks where someone collided with the window. Thinking it's kids hanging out in the alley between our hotel and the next, I call the cops and explain the situation. The whole time, people are hanging out in the lobby trying to figure out what's happening. The banging stops, the dispatcher tells me cops are on the way, and to call back if anything changes. A minute or so after I hang up, I hear the banging again, this time around the front of the hotel, near the pool. It's much louder and more aggressive, so I call the police back to inform them. As I'm on the phone, trying to explain the situation to another dispatcher, a group of guests walk into the hotel. Most of them go right to the elevators, but one stops at the front desk. I can tell he's pretty drunk by the way he sways and leans against the counter. I inform him I'm on the phone with the police and I'll be right with him. He nods, and waits patiently. The phone calls takes way longer than I expect, and I continue to apologize to the guy at the desk. He's irritated, but continues to wait patiently as I am describing, in great detail, what has been happening to this new dispatcher. I finally hang up with the dispatcher and go to help the guy at the desk. He's trying to check in. I ask for his name and ID. His name isn't on our roster. I ask if it's under a different name and the guy starts to get really pissed off, insisting that he is a guest here and he's stay with his friend. He said he was checking in? He's slurring his words and I can tell he's absolutely wasted. I apologize and inform him that neither his name or his friend's names are in our system. Wrong answer. The guy goes absolutely ballistic. Like a bomb exploding, he starts screaming and shouting, calling me a beep and a beeping beep. I have my phone in hand, ready to call the police for a third time tonight, but crazy guy has different plans. He runs, full force, through the sliding doors at the front of the lobby. Both of them. The first set is locked. He sends both doors flying off their tracks and vanishes into the night, still shouting and screaming. The few people remaining in the lobby are just as stunned as I am. I call the police back to explain that I think I found the culprit. As I'm on the phone, a woman comes rushing into the lobby, looking scared. She's screaming, "Madam, madam, there's someone smashing car windows in the driveway." I get that sinking feeling. My car is parked in the front driveway for safety. It's the only one out there, aside from 2 cars parked in our handicapped spots. I inform the dispatcher and moments later the cops arrive. They spend a while searching for him. I put the dented doors back on their hinges and brave a peek at my car. It seems mostly intact, save for a small dent on the driver's side. Unfortunately, one of the cars in the handicapped spot wasn't so lucky. The back windshield was completely shattered. Bits of glass were scattered over the front drive. Here's the kicker, this man had nothing in his hands when he came in, save for his flimsy wallet. There is nothing movable on the front drive, either. The cops have no idea how he managed to smash the window. The only rational conclusion was that this lunatic managed to smash the rear window with his bare hand. Eventually, they caught him. One of the officers asked me to come ID him to make sure they got the right guy. I agreed, not realizing they would be driving me a few blocks over. I got pat down and put in the back of a cop car for the first and hopefully last time, and confirmed it was the right guy. The cops stuck around for a while to help me inform the owners of the smashed car. It was a sweet old couple on vacation. My heart broke for them, as they were due to leave that morning to go home. The cops interviewed them for a long time, and I made myself busy by making coffee for everyone. Thank you for watching. Error. Problem detected. Not enough subscribers. Please subscribe, like and comment.